Hey everybody, I'm your fave nurse B. So today I'm doing a Q&A, get ready with me type of video. Go ahead and continue watching if you're interested. If I did not get to your questions, then I'll do a separate video going over those questions, or I'll make your individual question into its own video. All right, you all, thanks for watching. All right, y'all, so I look a little crusty. I can't even go in the bedroom and grab another shirt because my husband is sleeping and he works nights and I want him to get as much sleep as possible. So I'm gonna just start this video off with at least putting something on my freaking lips before we get into these questions. If y'all wanna know what makeup or whatever I'm using, I'll put it in the description box, okay? Let's get right into it. I'm like, should I do the hair first? Because I'm looking real basic, but I'm gonna do my makeup first. Okay, first question from Asia Boo. Hey Boo, is there anything wrong with becoming an LPN and staying LPN because you feel as if a RN is too much for you at that moment? I mean, I guess that's up to you. If it's up to you how you feel about that situation, you know, about that. I think that it's not always in your best interest to stay in any type of position in life just because you don't feel like you're good enough, or because you don't feel like you're strong enough, or you don't feel like, you know, whatever. You know, you got to get out your comfort zone. Whether you an LPN, whether you an RN, whether you got your bachelor's, whether you work in a hospital, no matter what situation you in, shoot, there's nurse practitioners that's in their comfort zone. They need to probably get out of their comfort zone and try something new, try something different. So I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with it, but I do think that if you're, you know, if you want to do something else, you should really challenge yourself to do something else. But if you want to stay at LPN just because you enjoy being an LPN, then I don't think there's anything wrong with becoming an RN. I mean, with staying in that position. So how old are you? What is your sign? Which agencies do you recommend? Would you ever think about travel nursing? More children? Oh gosh. This is Shannon Angelique. Girl, you got a lot of, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How long? I didn't look at any of these questions because I wanted to kind of just, you know, do the video. But look how long this post is. Okay, girl. I could do a whole video based off what she say. Dang, okay, thanks for the video ideas. But let's just go with how old am I? I'm 28, I'll be 29 July 3rd, so that makes me a Cancer, boo. You all, I'm really into astrology, like really into it. I go further than just sun sign. Like I look at birth charts and all that too. Yeah, I cannot see nothing, I'm so blind. I got lotion on my chest, probably got breast milk on the shirt. It is what it is. Y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get today. Yeah, so I'm a Cancer. Agencies, well, I'm in the Midwest. I don't know if that makes any difference as far as agencies, but here in the Midwest, I've heard of, I heard of this new one called Provider Pool, but I don't really know too much about that one. I contacted them and they said they pay LPNs $45 an hour, but something like with the insurance or something. I usually do my foundation first. I'm just gonna do what I usually do, go with my foundation first. And then she also said, would you ever think about travel nursing? I thought about it, of course. Like, some of y'all may or may not know, like I used to live in Massachusetts, I used to live in New York. When I was younger on my own, I lived in these states. So traveling is a big thing for me. And then when I met my husband, when I came back to St. Louis, it was just something totally different. Like, I told him, like, I wanna travel and do all this. And he was like, me too. And here we are. But we know we have kids. This foundation looks so freaking light. Oh my gosh. Oh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, Riri. I'm gonna have to go get a darker shade. This is super freaking light. Yeah, I have thought about it, but right now with my kids, I'm just focused on building up my business and my brand and building something so where I can be home with my children and make a good amount of money and just be home with my family and enjoy my kids, be able to do stuff when I feel like doing it, make my own schedule and make good money. And if we want to go on vacations, we want to go on trips, we can do it. We want to, you know, just if I want to do something for the kids, I can go ahead and do it. Like I don't have to work around a work schedule, if y'all get what I'm saying. Let's see, next question. I'll probably look at her questions again and do like a whole nother video. But thanks, Shannon. I'll read your post later. Is what you learn in school what you practice at work, or books in real, or books? Books and real life work are two different things. Okay, they want to know. Okay, so yeah, the stuff that you learn in school, you actually see it at work. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's especially working with the elderly, like as far as they say, like age-related changes, things slow down when you get older. As for, I need to wash this sponge. As far as, I need to wash all my freaking makeup brushes, really. So yeah, you do, a lot of the stuff you do see. The only thing I would say, like as far as like the diseases, you see those. The signs and symptoms, you see those. But I would say that the way that you necessarily like implement your care is different. It's not always the same, especially depending on your facility and your position that you're working in. But the way that you actually carry out caring for people is different than what they show like in the books. But there's some things that are just like, okay, yeah, like, so for instance, like with diabetes, if somebody has very, very low blood sugar, say that sugar is like 30 and they're super lethargic. Yeah, I gotta move this chair, this table up. Ooh. And they're super lethargic and, you know, you can't get them to eat anything, you would give them like an iron glucagon or like something else. Or like, well, like, would you do sublingual? No, you would give them like an IM injection to bring up their sugar. Now that's something you would learn in nursing school. That's what you actually do in the field. But something else, I'm trying to think of something else, an example of how things might be different. Like pain management, what you read in the books might be different from how it is at work. I don't know. But just like I said, just the way some stuff is carried out is different depending on the facility and your position and the doctor and the patient, like that changes. But the actual diseases and signs and symptoms, they're pretty much the same. The drugs, all that is pretty much the same. All right, and that was from Lillian. Wendy, I think it's her last name, Wendy. I think this is Chosen Life. She says, I am new to nursing school and I have passed 2 tests, failed 1, but my thing is, I feel like I'm studying harder, not smarter. What is the most effective way to study fundamentals and other classes too? I just want to get better grades overall. Now I have plenty of videos about studying, and you all know I am doing the YourFavNurseB Academy, or NurseB Academy, where I'll be showing you all like more ways to study, effective ways to study. We'll actually be like going through the book and I'll be showing you like examples and doing questions to show you like different ways how to answer the questions based off what we learned and how to make study materials based off the book and things like that. But I have videos too. My main thing when it comes to studying anything is you have to practice the material. You have to actually do practice questions. I think a lot of people, they just study the material and they think that that's enough, like just studying and doing notes and stuff like that. No, you have to look at actual nursing school questions and go from there, because that's what you're being tested on. You're really being tested on how do you know to answer nursing school questions. Like that's the biggest thing. I don't really know if I'm coming off right because I'm trying to do 2 things at once. But yeah, they're really trying to see how do you understand how to answer nursing school questions. And the only way to really do that is to actually start doing questions. Now, of course, you need to study to know the material so you have an idea of what the answer is, but you really need to study questions, if that makes any sense. You really have to study questions and look at, okay, what are they asking me? What are these keywords? What is really in these answer choices? Why is this wrong? Why is this right? Look at rationale. You need to study actual nursing school questions and just look up, I don't know, NCLEX questions for fundamentals, index questions for assessments, index questions for respiratory, whatever. Look those up, do the questions, and really look at the questions and the answer choices and the rationale and get an idea of what they're really asking you. And like I said, study the questions. Study the material, but study the questions, okay? Because you can be very smart and understand. Like I could probably ask you a lab value, you'll be able to regurgitate it back to me, but you don't know how to apply that to an actual nursing school question or NCLEX question, you're not gonna do well. You just won't. And I'm really working on building a curriculum to really show that in my academy. So that's what I'm working on. You all, I put it on my calendar. The goal is to launch it June 14th. Don't hold me to it, y'all, but I'm working on it. But hold me to it. Like Nurse B, y'all, some of y'all have been like, when does it come out? When does it come out? And I appreciate that because it's pushing me to really work on my content. But I really want to give you all like some good content, and so far it's been really good. Just looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is really helpful. So I just appreciate anybody who's been giving input on what I should add to it, and just give me an idea of issues that you had in nursing school, stuff like that, or what you feel like you want to learn in the academy, things like that. So put some more of that in the comment section if you would, to help me out. But definitely study nursing school questions, okay? Chosen life. So this is sister on a mission, girl. I feel you. She said, I hope to start a PN program this fall and I'm over 45. Did you have older classmates and did they do well in the program? In your area, are the facilities hiring non-traditional older new nurses? The future would be possible. In the future, would it be possible for you to do an interview with the older nurse? Thank you. So I have 2 videos talking about how you're not too old for nursing school, you're not too old to become a nurse. Facilities are older. Facilities are hiring older nurses, so don't worry about it. I mean, at the end of the day, whether you're an older nurse or you're a younger nurse, you're still a new nurse. So that's really what they're looking at, is the fact that you're a new nurse. I don't think they're really necessarily looking at, oh, she's too old for this job, or she's young and she's gonna be able to do this job really well. They're just gonna see you as a new nurse. And y'all, my eyebrows, yeah, let's just say that I'm gonna have to go. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to go get my eyebrows done with these 2 children, but they really need some help. And it just is what it is. Yeah, I don't think it really matters with your age. And they did do well. I had people that was in my class that was in their 50s. Somebody even talked about it, like traditionally nurses were older. I didn't know about that, but I'm gonna do some research on it. Like you had to be like over 35 to become a nurse traditionally. That's what somebody said in one of the comments. But yeah, people are going to school older, later in life. People are changing careers. Like, I don't really think it's a big deal. It's just all about you, your mindset, and how you approach the situation. But congratulations on getting in school, okay? Good luck. Hello, gorgeous Nurse B. Hey, girl. I'm a stay-at-home mom who started locks last June. I'm so far loving my journey, but planning on going back to work eventually. And I was wondering, what is your experience having locks in the workplace, interviews, working with patients? Did you ever experience discrimination because of your hair? If so, how did you cope and handle? I mean, usually I'll wear my hair like tied back or up in a bun or up in certain styles. And I really didn't have an issue. I mean, if people did feel some type of way about me, they didn't like communicate it. But I did have some residents be like, look at that bird's nest on her head. Oh my gosh. Why would she walk around looking like that? But that's just the thing with older patients, like that is what it is. Or I remember one patient was like, yeah, I know that's weave in your hair. I'm like, honey, this is all mine. She's like, is it really? Really? Oh my gosh, you got a lot of hair in your head. But I didn't really see anything with discrimination. I mean, I cut my hair. I just think it's just keep it like professional. Even people who hair isn't locked or natural, sometimes they just do too much with having it all long and all over the place and just come to work with bonnets on their head. Like, girl, who told you to do that? Y'all, I'm not gonna get no makeup done messing with y'all. Advice to one being and staying in LPN after they complete their CNA. I mean, I don't know what advice you need. Just, girl, work, make your money. That's the only thing I can say is just do it. I do have videos talking about how to transition from a CNA to LPN or CNA to nurse, and like how you can actually transition between those 2 roles, because I do think that some people might still take on that role of a CNA, wanting to jump in and do stuff and being all hands on deck and all that good stuff and not feeling like a sellout. But you know, you have a job to do as a nurse, and what you do as a nurse, the CNA, you can help them with their job, but they very seldom can help you with your job, you know, as far as calling doctors and doing orders and doing treatments and stuff like that. Like, they can't always help you to do your job. But so I do suggest that you look at that video and I'll give you some advice on how to transition from that CNA mindset, or seeing things as a CNA to seeing things as a nurse. But it's nothing to it but to do it, girl. What's a good area to start working as an LPN? I would say just work at a nursing home, but make sure that you can do like nights. I know a lot of new nurses work nights, You could try that and go from there. Only thing I feel like with new nurses working nights, I don't feel like they can work on their skills because you're not really talking to doctors at night. You're not really seeing a lot of family members at night. Shoot, there's some night nurses that don't even really know their freaking patients because it's nighttime. Like, unless something's wrong, you don't see them. So I do recommend that you just see what fits you. Don't job hop. Do not job hop. If anything, talk to some of your friends who graduated and be like, hey, what's a good place for me to work? To start off, look at different nursing forums and see from there. My question is about med techs. How do you become a med tech? How much do they make hourly? Which would you recommend, CNA or med tech, if a person was starting out and needed to get a job before starting LPN school? The state I live in is Alabama, does not have med techs. Oh, so why you want to know about it? You said they don't have them. Well, I guess you should start off as a CNA if they don't have med techs. But as far as how do you become one, you have to just look at your state and see like what's the requirements. Typically here in St. Louis, you have to be a CNA for 6 months before you become a med tech, and you just take a class. Some places will pay for you to go and become a med tech. I do not like this outlook, but I'm gonna make it work. Some people will pay for you to do it. Some people will go, like, they're like state programs that pay for, like Slate. I think so, they have Slate everywhere or something like it, where like the government will like help you to get into a program and pay for the program. Starting pay just really depends. It's probably like $1 or $2 over CNA, whichever how much they pay CNAs in your state. Probably like $1 or $2 more, maybe like 50 cents, 75 cents more than what they pay CNAs. Are you still an LPN? Yes. Someone said, Cynthia White said, when you graduate from an LPN program, y'all, let me start doing my hair because this makeup is not working. I just can't. I ain't doing the makeup. I'm like so distracted by these questions. I don't say people do this, but I'm just taking some oil on my hands and putting it through my twist so that it won't be too frizzy when I take it down, or it can have some like luster to it. I also need to put some of this oil on my scalp. So my scalp isn't super dry. Just massage that in. All right, so Cynthia said, also once you graduate as an LPN, do you get a certificate or associates? The community college says that you get a certificate on the program. Yeah, it's a I just got a diploma from, I'm sure it was a certification, but yeah, it's not an associate's degree because it's not a 2-year program. But some schools might have it as a 2-year program, but mine was just a technical college, so it was not a degree. I just received a diploma. And then Cynthia White said, is LPN school hard? Is it easier than RN school? Is it hard to get into LPN school? And importantly, are the TEAS tests hard like everyone hypes it up to be? I also heard the TEAS test is like the SAT on steroids. I wouldn't say it's that much. I think it's better than the SAT. Yeah, it's just get a book, study the book, do the test. Like, that's all the test. I don't know why people, and I'm not being mean or nothing towards you, Cynthia. I'm just saying, like, I think some people, they be so caught up in what everybody else is saying, and it's just like, just do it for yourself. Just get the book and just see for yourself what it's like. I mean, you can't always go off what people are saying, but I'm over here telling y'all what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, you just have to do it for yourself. As far as like LPN school, is it hard? Yeah, I have a video about why nursing school is hard. It just depends. I don't know how you are as a student. I don't know how your life is. Like, do you work? Do you have kids? Do you have experience with college courses? I don't really know you, like your background, but I'm sure there's something in it for everybody that's hard and that's easy. For me, it was easy for me to actually maintain school and work. I did not have children, and I've been in college for a very long time, taking classes before, and I've learned how to manage those two dynamics of working and going to school. Ever since I've started college, I've worked, so that's all I know. So for me, doing that wasn't, I mean, it was I had to manage my time, but that wasn't the hard part about it. The harder part for me was I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't feel like I had competition. I'm an academically competitive person, and if I feel like I'm like competing with somebody, like that's gonna like push me to be even more like, let me get this work done. And I know that might seem petty to some people, like this is nursing school, we're not here to fight and compete. But sometimes I just needed a little bit of that, like to make me be like more pushed. But a lot of times I competed with myself. I was like, shit, I'm just gonna compete with myself and just make the best grade. You know, the next test I take, I'm gonna get a better grade, things like that. But yeah, it what's also hard, people say it's not the school or the content. Yes, that's challenging, but what becomes harder is just balancing your life, balancing schoolwork with work and children and a spouse and working out and your health and your mental health, things like that. And that's something else I'm going to be going over in the NurseB Academy, is like showing you all time management and like how to get prepared for nursing school, going more into depth. And we're going to have live Q&As probably like twice a week, kind of like this, but you all can ask me questions live and I'll be able to answer it, and you all can talk to each other. We'll have our own private Facebook group. So yeah, that's the NurseB Academy. We get more and more into that. I'm so excited to start it. So yeah, that's my answer to that, Cynthia, is to do some research on your own as far as actually getting a book, sitting down, doing the test questions, timing yourself doing them, looking at the actual study material and studying that material, the math, the English, the science, and just doing it for yourself and seeing for yourself. You can't always go off what somebody else says. Any advice for someone in their early 20s, late 20s who is hoping to become a nurse? Do it. Question is about meds. How can I learn the meds? Even trying to learn my drug class is still hard for me. Flashcards, that's what I did. I just used flashcards. Alexis. I would say just do flashcards. And what else? I do have a video talking about pharmacology. You need to just take the drug and then you can make a chart for yourself. You can do a concept map and just take the drug and have something for, like, you take the drug and you make like a little chart. You have the drugs right here in this column, then you have the drug class, then you have the signs and symptoms, the actions, the uses for it, and patient teaching, something like that. And then you have like this huge chart that you make with like 5 drugs on it and all these different things about it. And you just keep going over it, or you can take those same things and put them on a flashcard and just keep studying. You can record yourself talking out loud saying, I don't know, metoprolol, beta blocker, used for heart failure, used to bring down your heart rate. It works on the signs and symptoms, this and that. Like patient teaching is check your heart rate before taking this drug, things like that. You can record yourself saying that and listen to it over and over again while you're driving, while you're working out, while you're cooking and cleaning, to help you to keep it in your mind. But really it comes down to making some good study material, repeating the same study material over and over again, forming a study group. I love my study group. I still love them girls. But doing a study group, and then also doing test questions. Testing yourself on the material is very, very important. With pharmacology, it's really just memorization.